Back to another episode of No News is News. I am your host, Alex R. Wagner, and today we have a real special one for you, everybody, because tonight it's Team USA taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina. Two countries in one, only the way that America can. America 250, we have only one thing left to do as a nation. Can we do it on our 250th birthday? Can we finally win a FIFA World Cup? It's the only thing we haven't done. Ed Harris just did the intro. We are moments away from kickoff. They're about to do the national anthems right now. Let's kick off our show the way that we do every single day with our Kelchi odds on the poll of the day, as it is every single day on this show. Who will be president in 2028? JD Vance on top of it with Marco Rubio, both of them sitting at 18% apiece. And John Ossoff now bumping up even more. He's at 9.1% now, getting that fourth place bid. Let's get those on the board right now. Who will be president in 2028? 861 days until election. When does the stream start? The stream starts now! Welcome back, Torture. And JD Vance in the top spot right now, and he's on a 3-day tear for us, and he's got 38 wins. We got Mr. Marco Rubio, which we for some reason don't like on this show. He's only got 2 wins, but he's still sitting pretty at 18%. Then we got Gavin Newsom, and he's got 16 wins, but he hasn't won in 3 days so far. And then, of course, again, John Ossoff as that fourth choice nominee. There it is for you guys. Get your votes in now. Poll of the day starts now. And let's get started with, first, actually, let me pull it up. We're going to look at Mo News. The news that is the news. The number one source for independent news out there right now. And that is Mo News. And Mr. Mo News today has a few things to say. And let's see what Mr. Mo News can tell us today about the news. Remember, just our source for the news. Mo News is an Emmy Award-winning former executive producer of CBS News, Fox News, and Bloomberg. 20 hours ago, another Democratic Socialist defeats a Democratic incumbent. Democratic Socialist Mata Koris defeats incumbent Colorado Representative Diane DeGetti. 1 second, guys. I just realized I don't have my live streamer up. I want to make sure I get the chat up with you guys here. Oh. Whoops. I hate when that happens. For some reason, it always has the Bluetooth on these things. Gotta get the Bluetooth on this guy. That's the name out there. Oh, okay. That doesn't mean that. All right. Diana Getty is the third House Democrat to lose their primary to a progressive or socialist challenger for the left in the last year. World Cup knockout round update. Norway, Mexico, France are all moving into the round of 16. From the New York Times story of Credo, other Gen Z candidates. From Gen Z voters, youth in recent history have shaped their views. They did not experience the exhilaration of Barack Obama's hope-fueled 2008 campaign or George W. Bush's calls for service after the attacks of September 11th, 2001. Instead, they have weathered a decade of President Trump's American carnage narrative and the degenerate Joe Biden and their beefs tend to be less with their other party than their elders. Exactly what I was saying, guys, that we're voting out all the incumbents. It's about the elders more than it is about the actual teams or team politics, all that BS. Gen Z voters express higher levels of party alienation than any other generation. 2/3 of Gen Z respondents in recent New York Times Siena poll expressed dissatisfaction with both Democrat and Republicans. Among Gen Z Democrats, 68% said they were unhappy with their own party. Arguments from Tim Miller and Burkard online that the Democratic Socialist Progressive wins aren't just ideological, but in many cases generational. Now they're trying to do a generational thing now, guys. It's not a generational thing either. It's voting out all the oligarchs. It's voting out all the incumbents. It's not that hard to comprehend that these people all went on vacation, and so we're going to all vote them out. Everyone under the age of 45 clearly can understand this. Jesus. All these speculations. The next round of vulnerable Democrat incumbents face Democratic Socialist-backed challengers takes place on August 4th. Rep. Sherry Tinders of Michigan's 13th and State Rep. Donovan McKinney, Rep. Wellesley Bells of Missouri 1st, and ex-Rep. Corey Bush. Yeah, exactly. It's more. We're going to remove all of them, so it's all good. 11 hours ago, Axios, Harris reaches out to Mamdani, pro-Palestinian activists in run-up to 2028. Kamala Harris privately called New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani's last week and has been holding lengthy closed-door meetings with other prominent progressives, including pro-Palestinian activists, as she considers a 2028 presidential run. Oh my God, guys, really? Harris called Mamdani last Thursday to talk about the party's future and plan a longer conversation. Harris, who occasionally has texted with Mamdani in the past few months, called him after the mayor's handpicked Democratic Socialist candidate swept 3 congressional races in New York City. Harris also met with AOC recently. Last week in Detroit, Harris met with pro-Palestinian activist Abis Alaskia, who is running as a Democrat for Michigan State Senate seat. Many on the left were disappointed with Harris didn't distance herself from Biden's pro-Israel stance during the 2024 general election. 11 hours ago, President Trump taking the inaugural flight on new Air Force One to attend the opening of Teddy Roosevelt Presidential Library Wednesday, calling it the best commercial plane ever built. This was the controversial jet that was gifted from the Qatari royal family and had been a $1 billion worth of security upgrades over the last few months. 11 hours ago, Trump says he is excited for the first flight. 7 hours ago, the image has gone viral ahead of 250th B-Day this weekend, founder's birth year if the Declaration of Independence were signed today. Founders' birth years, if the images were found today, it would be these are the birth years that they would be if they were signing the Declaration of Independence today. 1985, 1971, 1996, a 1993, so that's somebody that's 2 years younger than me. A 1956, a 1980, 1963, 1973, 1981, 1976, 1981, 1979, 1987, 1983, 1982, 1999, 1966, and 1984. Well, that sure is a lot younger than the, 1940s of most of the people in Congress today? That's crazy. Wild scene from above NYC moment when 2 climbers reached top of Empire State Building. We got some footage of that we're going to do today. They're about to kick off for our game, guys. We're about to kick off in the game. They are live streaming from up there on the Spectacle. There's a Netflix doc about these 2 Skywalkers. It appears it was a proposal. That's what this was. It was a proposal? Wow. Update. The couple are now in police custody after climbing to the top of the Empire State Building transmitter on Wednesday. The Russian couple said on their Instagram page that it was a wedding proposal. They were holding a pro-peace banner at the very top of the sphere. It appears to read, "When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace." The quote is frequently attributed to guitarist Jimi Hendrix, but actually spoken by 19th century British politician William Gladstone. Shareable post from the couple's perspective. Note from the friend of Russian couple, by the way, despite the images showing him proposing and the ring, they apparently are already married. Wow. Many of you have been asking about the differences between democratic socialism and communism versus social democratic democracies like Norway. Here you go. Replace capitalism. Democratic socialism seeks to replace, not simply reform, the capitalist economic system with one where workers and economies have greater control over major parts of the economy. Blah, 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 communism. World Cup update, England defeats DR Congo 2-1. We're a minute into our matchup right now, guys. Why are we not getting a live feeder there? Is this not going to come up live feeder? Live feeder? What is going on? Score. USA. There we go. Maybe it wasn't just, maybe it just wasn't the right one. So let me try this one too. Sorry guys. I just want to make sure you guys get the score here, and then we're going to go live to Trump's speech. Boom. And yeah, there we go. Now we're live. All right. Trump claims Wednesday he had nothing to do with the earnings statements, that it is in a blind account. However, unlike recent presidents who sold assets or placed them in traditional blind trust, Trump remained ownership of his Trump Organization businesses. In a traditional blind trust, an independent trustee buys and sells assets without the office holder knowing what they own. Trump still knows the businesses and assets he owns, though he says he does not discuss their management with them running right now. And with that said, guys, let's get to Daddy Trump on his way to North Dakota earlier today. So if we want to pull up, that guy's already up. We want to pull that one off. There we go. And here we go. 2 minutes into this puppy, Team USA up against Bosnia. This is on its way to North Dakota.
So this will be the first flight of what I think is maybe the greatest commercial plane ever built. I said to Boeing, what's the best one? They said, this is the best plane ever built. And you're going to have the privilege of flying it, and I have a privilege also of flying it. But this is the first flight. We're going to the Teddy Roosevelt Presidential Library opening, and that'll be very
corner kick for
good. That'll be a lot of fun. But I think, you know, to be honest with you, I'm excited about the first flight. It's something nobody's ever seen anything like it. Even you people with all your experience and all of your talent, you will never see anything like this. So they just completed it. They made it appropriate for a president. That means the security and all of the different bells and whistles they put on. Very complex stuff, but it's really quite something. And this is a plane that the United States of America should have. Our Air Force One was 35, 36 years old, and it would be parked next to the new ones like this, and it really didn't look appropriate for our country. So we're very proud of this. The country is very proud of it. And you can do two things. You can low-key it, or you can show it. And I think the country should be very proud of it. And it's beautiful, and you'll see that in a little while when you board. As far as things are going, the denuclearization of Iran is moving along well.
Corner kick already.
They've had very good meetings, and we'll see. We hit them very hard for 3 nights, as you know. But we're getting along very well. So I call it the denuclearization. And it's all taking place. It's all going well. The stock market is setting records virtually every day. The oil price is way down. We're down at 68. I see it hit 68 today. That's lower than when I started the, I guess you could call it an attack on Iran, so that they never have a nuclear weapon. So the oil price is now lower. The retail prices, the gasoline is coming down rapidly. And if you have any questions, let's go.
Mr. President, what's your favorite upgrade to the new plane, and how much did it cost American taxpayers to upgrade the plane?
Well, it cost very little relative to what it would cost if we did it a different way. So this was a gift from a country that's treated us very well, and they're an ally of us over in the Middle East, Qatar. And I went to Boeing. I said, who has the best one? They said, Qatar. There's never been a plane like it. Frankly, we couldn't build a plane like this because we wouldn't be willing to spend the kind of money necessary. They spent top dollar. So the head of Boeing said, this is considered the best 747 they've ever built. And I went to Qatar. I said, I'd like to use it for a period of time because the other ones, as you know, are under construction. They'll be here in 2 years. And because, you know, the plane is 35 years old. So I said, I'd like to use it. And the Emir, Tamim, who's a great gentleman, he said, no, I'd like to make a contribution to the country. So it was very nice. And we were able to do it in about 5 months, you know, bring it up to the presidential standard, meaning security-wise, and you're gonna get a kick out of it. There's just nothing like it.
Hey, Mr. President, your financial disclosure shows you had a very lucrative year last year. What message does this send to average Americans, especially those who may be struggling right now financially?
I don't get involved in my personal. We have funds that run my money.
But you are benefiting.
Well, I've made a lot of money before I became president, and they invest my money, and I don't talk to them. I don't even speak to them. So I have many people, I don't know what they call it, closed accounts or something. You put your money in, and that's it. I don't talk to them. They're big institutions, and they run it. But yeah, I've had a great career. In business, I've had a great career.
Concerns about conflict of interest?
I don't know if I've had a better career in politics.
I don't know how that's not a conflict of interest.
But I had a great career in business, and you know, you saw the cash.
Oh, I just won't look.
And you report the different things, and what they do is
I just don't look, bro.
I think it's called the blind account, but they take it. And I never speak to any of the people that run the money. But
that
they're big
doesn't keep you legally protected from the fact that they could literally invest based on what they give you.
But to critics who say you're profiting off the presidency.
Yeah.
Well, you know why I'm profiting? Because the stock market's going up. Everybody's profiting. If you have a 401k, how's your 401k done? It's about up 85%. Thank you, President Trump. So we're all profiting. I'm profiting because I have.
That's a wild response. Are you profiting off the presidency? Hey, are you profiting off the presidency? We're all profiting off the presidency.
I don't know if they know what they're doing or not, but they buy a vast array of things.
President Trump, you've been meeting with Secretary Hegseth and General Kane about potentially returning to an all-out war with Iran. Does this mean you've been unhappy with Iran's adherence to the MOU?
Well, I think they've come a long way. We hit them very hard last week.
Did you ever hit a deer and it exploded?
I think they're fine. I think we're going to. It's the denuclearization of Iran. It's very simple. And Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Otherwise, all of this stuff that we look at, all of these things that we do, the country's never had activity like it's got right now. So we're building more factories and car plants and other things. We went for years without ever building one car plant. Now we're building many car plants. We're building AI. We're building all over the country.
Oh!
$19.1 trillion.
We're playing hard. We're playing hard.
The record was like 2, and we've got 19.1, and it's going to continue. And when those buildings open, you're going to see something like the country's never seen before. That's why the stock market's going up every day. That's why your 401k, because everybody benefits. When the stock market goes up, everybody benefits. More jobs, more everything. And we're creating more jobs. We have more people working today than have ever worked in the history of our country. Great. And that's before these places open. They'll be opening up over the next year. And we have them coming into Taiwan. From Taiwan, we have more chip makers. And the biggest company in the world, actually, chip maker. But they're coming in, they're building in Arizona. And they just announced they're going to double the size.
Oh my God! Guys, shot on goal by Bosnia.
You know,
shot on goal by Bosnia. Thank God for our goalie.
And then as a gift, another gift, I said to Intel, give the United States, they needed something, they needed some help, the chip maker. I said, give the United States of America, I'll do it for you, but give the United States of America 10% of your company. He said, you have a deal. He said it so fast, I said I should have asked for more. But he said, you have a deal. And that stake is now worth $80 billion. I made $80 billion for the country in 8 months. Does anybody talk about it? No. Have a good time. Have a good life. Enjoy the plane.
Have a good time. Have a good life.
Quick question.
Rose a little
You've got D&I Pulte over there as the new director. We also know you have the task force set up on declassification. Maybe talking about international, maybe looking at some declassification. Are you able to give us an update on that?
Declassify almost everything. And you know, by the way, we have Jay Clayton is going in. You know, Bill Pulte's a very talented guy, but he's just there temporarily until Jay Clayton. And Jay Clayton is going through the process. And Jay Clayton, highly respected, and so is Bill Pulte. But Bill is there just for a fairly short period of time. But while he's there, I said, you can declassify whatever you want.
Do you think we're going to get some soon, or maybe 2020?
I told him you can do it as fast. You got to ask him.
All right.
But I think he's a friend of yours. I think that Bill will declassify. I told him you can declassify whatever you want. So Bill's there just, for maybe a month or 2 months or something. And Jay is going through the process. He's got a hearing in 2 weeks. Highly respected man, Jay Clayton. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you get any more Pulitzer Prize?
Not yet.
You know what? A Pulitzer Prize? A picture of the plane. Margot, are you taking care of everybody? Of course. How's Margot? Okay. Thank you, everybody.
What was your question?
Guys, that was him heading to North Dakota. Let's move on to the next one, which is Daddy Trumpet Presidential Roosevelt Medal of Honor Library, North Dakota. Right now we are 12 and a half minutes into Team USA going up against Bosnia. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard, y'all.
There are a lot of people in this room that are, as we call them, TED heads, people that know a lot of stuff about the history of Theodore Roosevelt. You may know that Theodore Roosevelt himself and his son, Theodore Roosevelt Jr., are both Medal of Honor winners, one of only 2 pairs in our history. Their Medal of Honors have never been together, but because of the generosity and support of President Trump, he brings with him today, right, this is Theodore Roosevelt's actual Medal of Honor, presenting it to the museum.
Well, thank you very much. It was in the Roosevelt Room for many, many years. And when I heard about this, I said, maybe we'll think about it. Then I saw what you did and what a magnificent library you built. It's really a library, it's a museum, it's a center, and it's a great tribute. And I said, let's take it from the Roosevelt Room, which is a very important room in the White House. I use it all the time. I'll be a little bit lonely in there without it. But I thought this would be a very, really an appropriate place to have it. And it's very special. You're a very special man. There are very few people that have them. You know, I want to give one to myself, but they tell me I'm not allowed to. My son over here, both of them.
Give one to myself.
I said, fellas, I'd love to give one of them to me. What have I done that where I deserve it? And they couldn't think of anything. So I'm not happy with them today.
Jesus Christ. This is roasting fucking Junior.
No, there's no higher award. That's the Congressional Medal of Honor, the highest award we have. You have the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That's more of the civilian nature, but those two. But in particular that, because what you have to go through is very rough. So it's an honor to be with you. Congratulations. And it's an honor to be with my friend Doug, who's a spectacular Secretary of the Interior, to put it mildly. There's never been anyone better.
So I know you're all here looking forward to what will be a significant presidential address down at the amphitheater, but before you go, we have one last thing. President Trump being here on this day of dedicating this library, it is a historic moment to have a sitting president here to help do that. We're ceremoniously, the president and I, going to cut the ribbon.
65% U.S.
We'll all see
possession
you down
control
at the amphitheater
so far,
after that. But President, let's grab a scissors. They did say no running with these. There'll be...
Bro, lady, your phone is in the way. Lady, your phone's in the way. Get your phone out of the way.
Well, we need audience participation. You guys count down from 10. How about that? 10, 9,
8, 7, 6. Trash ass mic. Lady stuck in. Bro, you stand in my way, lady. Get out of my way, lady. We don't get to see him cut the ribbon. No. Yo, trash ass mic. Now he's observing the scissors. Observes the scissors.
Thank you all. We'll see you down at the amphitheater. Let's go,
right.
North Dakota.
There we go, guys. Now here we are right now, 16 minutes in to Team USA, round 32, elimination knockout against Bosnia. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard. Let's go to President Trump at the Presidential Library doing his speech. Doing his presidential daddy speech. Daddy presidential speech. President of the daddies. All right, here we go. What we got? Well...
Hello, North Dakota.
Wow, guys, right now we are 23 minutes into our show, which means we got 37 minutes left of our show. And with that said, Gavin Newsom currently coming away with it.
It's an honor to be here with all of you, because if you're here, it's because you care about America. You care deeply about this country. You care about where it's going, and you care about the people that live on this land and make their living working off the land. 140 years ago, somebody got off the train just over here. It was a 24-year-old New Yorker, and that 24-year-old New Yorker was not yet governor, not yet president of the United States, not at the time the most famous person in the world. He was someone that came west to ranch, and he learned about what it was like for hard work and the working people, and that transformed his ability to lead, and he transformed himself, and then he transformed our country. And then we had, just over a couple hours ago, we had another person from New York get off that train at the exact same spot that TR did.
Well, he wasn't arrested for free speech. That's kind of ridiculous. Don't need to say what he actually did.
And you know who that is. You know me, and you know that I know hard work, and I have never worked with or for anyone in my life that works harder than the person I'm about ready to introduce. I'm talking 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. And when he's working for all of you. He's working for the American people. And I'm talking about someone who we just moments ago completed the dedication of the opening of the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library and Museum here in Medora, North Dakota, at the entrance to Theodore Roosevelt National Park, the only one of our 63 national parks named after a person instead of a place, and what a place it is. But he's here because of all of you. Please give an incredible welcome to our 45th and 47th President, Donald J.
Trump. What you got to say? Netanyahu is the worst U.S. president ever? Well, in that theory, he's been president for quite a while, hasn't he? So in that theory, you can blame both Democrats and Republicans. In that theory, you can say Daddy Trump and Daddy Clinton,
thank everybody.
they're both one and the same.
We love you, and you've been so nice to me with those votes. We set every record.
I can't sing either, but I'll try.
But today we come to the heartland of America to pay tribute to a man who embodied the heart and soul and fight and spirit of our country as much as anyone who ever lived. And he's a very special man, and that's why I'm here. President Theodore Roosevelt, and he loved your community, he loved your state, and he was quite something. He was really quite something. And here, beneath the wide open sky of the Badlands, they call it the Badlands. They said, what's that all about? Pretty cool name, I have to tell you. Cool. On the steps of the burning hills, we dedicate a living monument to a legend, a statesman, a soldier, a frontiersman, and a true American hero.
So that's back to you.
This is a very exciting thing for me, and number one, I have to tell you, because this was an inaugural flight of a certain airplane called Air Force One after 37 years. And it's a great plane, and we had a lot of fun with Doug and everybody coming over. But we talked about Theodore Roosevelt a lot, because he was something that was really very special. Number two, because I'm honoring Theodore Roosevelt, and that's the man who I have long admired. He's one of the few. I don't admire too many people, I have to tell you.
Doesn't even work.
Not a lot of people out there.
We're just
And number three,
now
I'm
there's
back
the
in
straight,
North
but
Dakota
that's not
because
really
I
our
won
problem.
this state with the most votes in the history of the presidency. Thank you.
Hydration break.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to America. Gotta throw that commercial in. It's a Team USA game. I'm sure there'll be a lot of hydration breaks for this one.
And number four, I have two teleprompters that aren't working, and here I stand.
I have two teleprompters not working, and here I stand. Exactly. And you know what's crazy? And you know what's crazy is, like, not only that, but, like, there are so many of people, like, the Nazi lobster farmer, he can't fucking do a speech. He was just reading. Hakeem Jeffries every day walks up there and just reads. That lady from the Republican House that always talks instead of Mike Johnson, and she's always like, this is what we do, and the Democrats are so evil. She's fucking reading from a piece of paper too. It's like, most of the politicians, both on the left and the right, are reading from a piece of paper, and you want to know who isn't reading from a piece of paper? On our poll of the day today. It's kind of a little bit of a concern when you start thinking about it. John Ossoff is the only one of those three people that are standing up there. Well, maybe Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio and John Ossoff are the only two up there that can stand up there and talk just like Trump right here without a prompter.
Once observed that I would not have been president about himself had he not been, and had it not been for the experience in North Dakota. He had a great experience here. It really shaped him so much. So there could be no better place for this new national treasure than the Rough Rider State.
Dude, he's literally just said that the prompter went out. And you're like, he's constantly using a prompter. Yeah. And he literally just pointed out that it went out and that he's still going to talk to you. Barack Obama would walk off stage and go, we're having technical difficulties. I'll be back when my robotic overlord, a.k.a. the screen, is back.
I met some of the Rough Riders. They are Rough Riders. They're good riders, too. They were very impressive. Today, 107 years after he passed into eternity, Theodore Roosevelt's Presidential Library opens its doors, and the small town, but very great town, and today it's a very famous town because that's all they're talking about, of Medora opens its arms to the entire world. The entire world is watching. It's not a big town, but it's a very powerful town because of what was left behind. I want to thank the thousands of people who worked so hard to make this project a reality, and you really did. You made it a beautiful reality. Very few places will top it. And starting with the man who put the library in its first funding, think of it, did so much. He raised so much money, he did so many different things. He really did. He had a very complete life when you think. He was a real man of many forms of genius, and without whom it would never have been possible. Secretary of the Interior. And I'll tell you what, I thought he was an oil man, and he wasn't. I saw him on a debate because this guy was actually going against me. Can you believe it? But I thought he was very impressive. I thought his wife, Catherine, was even more impressive, to be honest with you. And so impressive that I said, he's a good man. That guy's all right. But he's been fantastic. He's been a tremendous Secretary of the Interior and the best ever. There's never been a Secretary of the Interior like Doug Burgum. Thank you very much. Thank you. Never been. And, you know, Doug called me. He said, would you do me a favor? He's really fantastic because I did not know the gentleman too well. But he said, Kelly Armstrong is fantastic. Would you endorse him for governor? And I did, and he won easily. Kelly Armstrong. Great job you're doing. Great job. And two of my very good friends, two warrior senators, tough cookies, they're tough. Oh, I wish they could get their way. We could get a couple of little things passed, like voter identification, like proof of citizenship.
It's called Save America. You know, that's pretty good. Save America. Can you imagine? We have 100% of the Democrats against it, and
I love you, left folks.
4 or 5 Republicans, if you can believe that. What are they all about?
That's not hard to beat.
But these two people are with us all the way. John Hoeven and Kevin Kramer, senators. They're great.
Oh, with the picture there.
And a congresswoman who fights and gets what she wants, and she's very respected. Julie Fedorchak. Thank you, Julie. Very, very respected. And we have our ambassador, Monica. Where's Monica? Monica Crowley. Fantastic. Acting Secretary of the Navy, Hung Kao. And we're building a lot of ships. North Dakota House Speaker, Robin Wise. Thank you. Thank you. Doing a great job. State House Majority Leader, Mike LaFleur. Thank you, Mike.
Yes! 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 Team USA! Team USA! Team USA! Oh my God, people. It has happened. Team USA has scored. Remember, for all of you Daddy Trump heads out there, birthright citizenship. This man would not be on the field without it. And, oh my God. There it is. Oh! My God, baby. Team USA. Oh, wait. They pulled it back. Offsides. God damn it. This is why I hate soccer. God damn it, guys. This is why I hate soccer. Fuck.
State Senate Majority Leader, David Hogue. Thank you, David. And all of the members of the North Dakota legislature, I hear every single one. I'm not going to introduce you. You have no chance of that. I'll be here.
Dude, it's not that he's not using the prompter. It's that the prompter went down for 2 minutes and he still talked. Everyone else would freeze up. It's not that he's not reading from a prompter. It's that he doesn't need the prompter to exist.
All day, but you're all here. We love you, and you've been with us from day one. Thank you very much. Thank you. And the CEO, who's done a fantastic job, he took me around. I thought it would be maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I've been doing this for 2 hours. Thank goodness I love the subject, or I would not have put up with it. Doug said you could come in. You know, I'm prosecuting a war, which we're winning very easily, by the way. But I said, Doug, let's fly in. We'll do 10, 15 minutes. I know I'm going to love it. And then I'll get out. Oh, absolutely, sir. So then time comes. He got me making speeches. I was over there 2 hours. I know more about that museum.
What?
Than the people that built it. But that's okay. Because they did a very good job. I can report that they did a really good job. The CEO of the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library, who really did give me a tremendous amount of knowledge, I mean, about things that I never would have thought could have been possible about how great this man was. Ed O'Keefe. Ed, thank you very much. And two of my sons are here, Eric and Don. And Bettina, thank you very much. Don just got married. Bettina, thank you. It's going to be great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
But the members of the Roosevelt family and countless foundation staff, donors, and supporters, everyone's here. And I understand that one local construction worker delayed his retirement by 4 years just to be involved with the building. And they heard I was going to come. I was coming even when I wasn't president.
He was coming even when he wasn't president. You know that? He's always been coming.
Agreed to come, and they said, well, when we do it, you're going to be president.
Dude, and then he did it when he was president, but he was still coming when he wasn't president. Pretty crazy.
So that was during that ridiculous time. That ridiculous.
Oh yeah, when he had
that ridiculous 4-year period of time. They asked me to come. I said I'd love to come.
Yeah, he did
and,
come.
And I said I may or I may not be president. They said we don't care. We want.
They still wanted him to come.
You to be there, and I always remember that. But they said you're going to win. You know that if you run, you're going to win. It turned out we did quite easily, actually. And today I can tell you that we can see. Why it was worth it. It's really amazing. They've done an amazing job, beautiful job. And you know, they've done it from love. Jobs that are done from love are always better than jobs where you sort of have to follow a plan. They made lots of changes, and every one of them was good. And I think I know about every one of them. After
2 shots on goal. Guys, so far we have, U.S. has 2 shots on goal. Bosnia has 1 shot on goal. Oh, no. Bosnia has 1 shot on goal. U.S. has 0 shots on goal. We have 2 shots taken. They have 1 shot taken.
Every single one of them. But I want to really thank everyone who greeted me at the train station, because that was so famous. That was such a famous train. The last one was President Dwight Eisenhower, and he was actually a very good president. People don't realize he was a general, good general. And he built the interstate highway system. I'd say that alone is pretty good. See, he was a good, and now he was the last one. He was on the back of the exact same train. So the head of the railroad, he was fabulous, and they were explaining all about the train, and they said, wow, this is really some history in the crowd. We had thousands of people over there. It was fantastic. But I have the picture of President Eisenhower in the back of the train, the same exact train. I checked it out because I said, you know, we don't want to make any mistakes because the fake news is watching, and they'll say it wasn't. It wasn't the same train. It wasn't the same train. No, they've been pretty nice to me lately. Look, when you do as well as we're doing, they have to be nice, I guess.
Oh, come on. That's a kind of
They've been pretty nice. And I want to give a very special thanks to the Patriots who gave us such an incredible escort from town. We had more law enforcement. You know, I love law enforcement. Now, according to the people that are running on the other side, in many places they want to defund the police. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. We see them all the time. They said they're social democrats. Doesn't it sound pretty? They're actually communists. But we'll get into that a little bit later. They're not going to win. They're not going to win anything. They got some very unattractive candidates, I have to say. During my first term, it was a privilege to sign the bill that helped get this incredible project underway, and transferring 90 acres. We took it right out of the federal government. We ripped it away from the federal government. They don't know it's missing. They still haven't figured out what the hell happened. And today, the artistry and scholarship, technical skill on display right here and in that museum in particular is just fantastic. It's really great. Things that they actually gave me. You know, we're going to build our museum in Miami. They got me a lot of ideas, Doug. You gave me a lot of ideas, Doug. But they really did it well. Incredible. I even had a conversation with Theodore Roosevelt. I said, what did you think about the Panama Canal?
This is crazy. We'll get to this video, but this is insane. This man was literally talking to an AI version of Teddy Roosevelt as though it was real. And then he went out here and talked in the speech as though he had a conversation with Teddy.
So that your greatest achievement, how do you feel about the fact that the Democrats gave the Panama Canal away to Panama for $1? You know, he built the Panama Canal, preceded really by a man who was actually, he was the tariff king, William McKinley. He was the president, and they took his name off Mount McKinley, and I put it back on because it was sad. Put it back on. But McKinley actually, and he was assassinated, but he made tremendous amounts of money, made our country very rich. And then Teddy Roosevelt, as the vice president, got in, and he did some incredible things. But one of them, I think, one of the most amazing, maybe a lot of people would say the parks. You could say a lot of different elements of his success, so incredible. But he built the Panama Canal.
It was the most expensive project to this date, if you bring the dollars forward, ever built in history. 38,000 people died. They died 95% from mosquitoes, malaria, 95%. You expected almost to die. They paid workers from the United States. Mostly, they came in, and mostly, I must say, men. It was a little different time.
Everybody died of
men and
malaria?
women.
Everyone?
But they had all men. And they paid them massive amounts of money, more than they were making as workers in the United States. Such a fascinating thing, the Panama Canal. I've studied it long and hard, and when they gave it away, $1. But they died from the mosquito, and they died from the snake. They have a viper, a snake, that if you get bit, you're in trouble. If you get bit, you were dead. You were dead, and that wiped out about 5%. We lost 38,000 people building the Panama Canal. Our people.
Wow.
38,000 people died building the Panama Canal. Whoa. It opened, and from day one, it was very successful. And we gave it away. We gave it away. It was the most expensive thing we ever built, and it was also the most profitable thing we ever built. That's a nice combination. A little bit like Venezuela. We did a good job in Venezuela. And we're actually doing equally as well.
Don't do it.
With the Islamic Republic of Iran. Maybe you've heard of it.
Why? Why?
But think of it.
Just
you
could have just
Panama
stayed
Canal, so we
there.
gave it away. The first thing they did, you know what they did? They raised the prices for the ships by 4 times, and they didn't lose one ship. And then they raised it again twice, and they didn't lose one ship. All they did is make tremendous amounts of money for years and years. How stupid was that? And now China is trying to take over the Panama Canal, and we're not going to let that happen, okay? And that was not part of the script, because I don't really have a script, because this thing doesn't work. It's appropriate. The one on my right is slightly better than the one on my left. The one on my left is a waste of time.
See, that's what he's saying. The one on my left is a waste of time. The prompter isn't working. The prompter isn't working.
Politics.
And we got people in the chat being like, he's reading the prompter. Like,
right, it's a little bit.
It's literally not working.
It's not great. I'd give it about a 2 on the scale of 10. And this afternoon, I'm pleased to announce that through the National Endowment for the Humanities, we will be awarding the library $750,000 to support the opening exhibits during the first year. So they're getting a nice check. Getting a nice check. And as you know, this week,
hit that
Americans
subscribe button if you
all
haven't
across
yet.
our nation are filled with joy and excitement and anticipation as we prepare for one of the proudest moments in our history. 250 years, think about that. 3 days from now, we will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. What a document that was. And this week, we look back on 250 years of glorious freedom, and we took so much time and so much effort. And by the way, on July 4th, it's going to be approximately 107 degrees out. And I'm going to go and I'm going to make a really long speech.
Bro. Presidents doing long speeches in bad weather to show that they are strong has a weird way of making that president die a month later. So maybe don't go and do that.
To show that I can do anything.
Just to show that he can do anything?
It's going to be 107.
Sounds like somebody doing it in the rain, huh?
But you know what? They also predicted the fight that we had 3 weeks ago was unbelievable at the White House. They said a week before, 6 days, 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, 1 day.
Yes!
They said,
yes!
The rain is going to be hard.
Come on, give it to us.
You're going to have to cancel the fight. Sure,
give it to us. There we go. Team USA. Team USA. We are finally up, people. Birthright citizenship. Team USA. right before the half. Oh, thank God, because that was starting to get scary there, people. That was starting to get really fucking scary there, people. Woo! Thank God we got one in before the half. Team USA. This man was born in London, or was born in the United States in Manhattan as an infant and immediately moved to London and lived there the rest of his life. FIFA rules dictate you must be an actual nationalized citizen in order to play for the country that you play for. Because of the special privileges given to you through birthright citizenship, Mr. Dowdy Trump, this man is able to play for Team USA and lead us to victory. He's the one that just scored the goal, people. He's the one that just scored the goal, people. Yesterday, the Supreme Court said, yes, he is a citizen by birth. And today, he scores for Team USA to bring us into the stage of 16, potentially. 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left on this side of the half, people. 4 minutes left on this side of the half, people. Unreal that that's the guy, that that's the one that did it. Crazy moment for a political show like mine, though. The fact that the birthright citizenship guy scored the goal. Fucking unreal.
Who are you, dude? You can't just be happy for America?
I am happy for America, but I'm also happy for birthright citizenship. This is a prime argument for the Democrats here. The man would not be here without this liberal agenda.
He had 3 other options. He could have been.
I know, but he had the only. But the only reason he had the American option was because he was born in Manhattan as an infant to 2 non-U.S. citizens. He had the option. No one else had the option. He had the option. Why?
I'm sure the whole team had options.
Well, I'm pretty sure everybody had. Again, first half goal in 12 of the last 15 games.
Yeah, we're 0 wins, 2 draws, and 12 losses against European teams in the World Cup.
Yeah, and well, did you see that we're 1-7 in the last 7 World Cups to advance in a knockout round?
Yeah.
All right, and now we're crawling on the ground. 2 minutes left in extras. All right, I will see you in the second half, Eli. Peace.
All right, sir.
Yo, guys, that's fucking crazy. That one is wild. 5 minutes extra time. We got a guy down on injured from Team USA right now, but Mr. Birthright Citizenship example himself scores potentially the winning goal for Team USA. He lived in London his whole life. London-based soccer player. Only able to play for Team USA under FIFA rules because we have birthright citizenship, and he was born in Manhattan as an infant. And now he scores the goal that potentially brings us to the round of 12. Wow. I don't know, guys. What goes around comes around. Isn't it interesting? Back to Daddy Trump.
This was one of the highest rated fights in history.
Woo!
It was
Team
on
USA!
CBS National on a Sunday night, not a Saturday night. Saturday nights are called Death Valley for television. I know a lot about ratings. But Sunday night's very good, and it was broadcast on CBS, a network, and it got among the highest ratings any fight has ever gotten. But they said it was going to rain. And I talked to Dana White. I said, Dana, I don't know, this is bad. Sir, it's 100% chance of rain. I said, you sure? Like maybe 90? No, 100%, sir. So it was 7 o'clock and it wasn't raining. Then it started at 8 o'clock and we were going to delay.
And then God parted the skies and allowed us to have UFC on the White House lawn.
Delay it till
like fucking Moses.
Midnight. I said, that's not good. But it wasn't raining at 8 o'clock. And it wasn't raining at 8:30.
Trump deserves
and we had the fight on
exactly.
time. And it
Don't
never
put him on a
rained.
mountain with other people.
Never rained. So you never know about weather forecasting, do you? With all the money we spend all that money. That's happened before. We had a big march in Washington. You remember that? That was going to be rained out, sir. We're going to have to change it. Rained out, never rained. So we're getting pretty good at that. But this is a time to rediscover the indomitable spirit that built our country and all that will ensure America always remains the most exceptional nation on the face of the earth. We're not going to let communists get in our way. We're not going to let anyone get in our way. Not the communists.
We're gonna stop the communists.
It's a very unattractive.
See back there, like somewhere back in this area, like somewhere back at the top of that frame there. That's where Donald Trump's mountain is going to be, guys.
Lot. They're not going to do it.
Carve out his own mountain.
They're not doing anything. Those people, what they're doing, they're so stupid. They're so stupid.
Additional, I think, 2 minutes.
There could be no better place to begin this rediscovery than with the life, times, and passions of Theodore Roosevelt. He had great passion. The Colonel, they called him, was an American man. He was really a great he-man. He was an American man through and through. His chest swelled with American optimism, confidence, enthusiasm, pride. His heart beat with an unyielding sense of America's destiny and pride, and that pride was bigger. The biggest word for him, I think, was pride. He was a proud man. But I'm a proud man. I'm proud of our country. I'm proud that 2 years ago we had a country that was a laughingstock all over the world.
3 minutes, get your
and now
votes
we
in.
have the hottest country anywhere in the world, the most respected country anywhere in the world. But as a young boy, I saw that he loved Lincoln, and Lincoln's casket would pass through a nation torn apart by civil war. I don't know if you know that. I think Teddy Roosevelt, is probably his biggest. I was trying to get that today, and I think it came pretty loud and clear. Abraham Lincoln was the person that he most respected, most admired, most looked up to. He has a beautiful picture of Lincoln that he had in his one of his rooms, one of his very important rooms where he lived, and it's at the library. By the end of years,
no way!
Had transformed his
no way. Same player almost scored a second goal for us.
Country by the reach of his vision. He had a great vision, and by the force of his will, into one of the greatest places, one of the greatest empires, one of the most incredible countries, ready to take its rightful place as the strongest and most respected nation anywhere in the world. They didn't have people that they had no idea where they were. They didn't have people that couldn't walk up the steps. See those steps? They didn't have people that had no idea where the hell they were. They didn't have people that said, let's have open borders so millions and millions of people can pour into our country from prisons all over the world. They didn't have those people. They had strong, smart people like Teddy Roosevelt. Today, America is stronger and more respected. Right now, I'll tell you, the King of Saudi Arabia, I was with him a year ago, smart guy, good guy. He said to me, sir, you know, it's amazing. And this was as we were just started to really, and we've made a lot of progress since then. You see the numbers, factories being built all over the country at a level that we've never had before. But he said, you know, 1 year ago, during the Biden, Sleepy Joe, during the Biden administration, he said 1 year ago, your country was dead. We gave up on your country. They were
boom! There it is, guys. Make sure you double tap, hit that like button, hit subscribe, send people into the algorithm, and keep that chat going. Tell us who you think is going to be president in 2028. We're going to go back to the poll of the day real quick, guys, for a second here. I'm just going to pull him up. That's Team USA. That's the man that scored the goal. That is the Birthright Citizenship example. And we're going to go to hour 2 because we are going to cover the game live. We're only 3,000 views in, so we would be ending the show right now. But because we are live with Team USA, we're going to go for a second hour. Who will be president in 2028? 861 days until election, and we got Mr. Gavin Newsom in first place. Gavin Newsom with 16 wins. And he's going to go up against Mr. J.D. Vance. And J.D. Vance has got 38 wins. Get your vote in now. Why would people like Gavin Newsom? I don't know, but they do. He wins sometimes. Back to Mr. Daddy Trump.
Looking at China, they were looking at others to protect them. They were looking at other countries.
Halftime, everybody. Halftime.
And now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. He said that, and it's true. Now it's even more so than it was then. Hottest country anywhere in the world. So Theodore Roosevelt and his presidency fell exactly at the halfway mark between the founding in 1776 and the place we are today in 2026. And here, 5 lessons, and I wanted to write these because you can learn from some people, not from too many. From a lot of them, you don't want to learn much. But you can learn from him, and here are 5 lessons that are really extraordinary. Life offers to all Americans on the threshold of our 250th year. First of all, the life of Theodore Roosevelt reminds us that Americans never give up. We don't give up. You know, if you really look back 2 years ago, I could see people wanting to give up. I could see them wanting to give up. He never stopped, never quit, never surrendered in pursuit of his dreams. He had a dream, a very complex dream he did because of the way he traveled, the way he moved, the fact that he ended up here and turned out to be one of the most impactful things he ever did, ending up right here where we are. But his pursuit of the American dream never, ever stopped. It was really amazing. He was plagued by asthma, very, very bad, very serious. He was having a hard time breathing for much of his life. But he went out and he was told by his doctor that he'd have to live very quietly. This is as a young man, he was told you'd have to be and have a very quiet life. You have to be nice and easy. And he did just the opposite. He had a freaking wild life, right? He was wild. He just didn't want to take that. He didn't want to listen to his doctor. He didn't want to be quiet. He wanted to be great. He actually wanted to be great, and that's what he turned out to be. Young Theodore replied, "Doctor, I'm going to do all the things that you tell me not to do, and I've got to live the sort of life that you've described. I don't care how short it is. I just want to live my life the way I want to live my life." It was great. I mean, who would say that? The next year, he sailed the Atlantic, and he summited the Matterhorn just to prove that he could do these things, just to prove his doctor wrong. He knew his doctor. He wanted to prove him wrong. Maybe it wasn't smart, but it worked out okay. But again and again, he summoned the will to transcend tragedy and triumph and defeat heartbreak with hard work. He worked hard, and I found that out. I mean, if you love what you do, it's not work. That's one thing I will tell you. People say I work hard, but it's not work, because if you love it, I love making America great again. I mean, I'm having a good time.
Celebration of Kansas City.
So it's not work. We call it work, but it's not. In his library, we find
Let's take a look at some of these celebrations real quick, guys, from Team USA over on X. Let's get a drop in. Let's see what's going on. USA.
Deflection. He'll do the LeBron celebration. It's 1-0 U.S. To react to the deflection. He'll do the LeBron celebration. It's 1-0 U.S.
Oh my God. Oh, flyover. Oh, flyover, y'all. Woo! Baby, baby.
Fuck yeah. Coming again to save the moment.
Yeah, America! Fuck yeah! Woo! America! Look at that.
will look to strike gold in their first
That's crazy.
World Cup knockout stage match on home soil.
Massive amounts of people.
32
Oh my God! Look at the fans behind that.
from the Bay
It's insane.
Area.
Whoa! USA, baby. USA is taking the lead over Bosnia. Remember, Birthright Citizenship at the forefront of that one. Headed to break 1-0, only because of our London-based soccer player who only has his citizenship because of America. Oh, here's Asho's speed with the flyover on American style. It's exactly how I reacted on, was it last Wednesday when he did the one at the fair? But that was a B2er.
Okay. That was an F-13.
F-13?
Holy guacamole.
It is crazy to be on a live chat where you have so many people that you know all the knowledge of everything the second that it's streamed around you.
I'm doing good. But that was an F-13, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It would go long.
I mean, here's that goal again, guys.
Only man there, able to steer it to Adams, flicks it along Tillman. He's got Balogun making a run off him. Can he get around to that ball? To the deflection, Balogun scores!
And it's goal!
To the deflection, he'll do the LeBron celebration.
Woo, baby. Woo, baby. Over and over. Do we got anything else on halftime? Let's see here. USA mode activated. This was from the White House an hour ago. Woo! Fake crowds. Fake crowds. Y'all fucking insane. Y'all are insane. Anyway, back to Donald Trump.
Open to the page from 1884 when his mother and his wife died on the very same day in the very same house. Totally unrelated. Just a tragic moment, but unrelated. There wasn't an accident where both of them were killed. They just died. Then he came back home and he said, what happened? They're both dead. Different.
I'm sorry. I just came back into the speech. And I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. It's a wild thing to hear out of context.
Parts of the house had nothing to do with it. It's just an amazing. Wife was very young. Mother was older, but she was getting by. The light has gone out from my life, he wrote. But Theodore Roosevelt did not surrender to fate. He came here to Medora and made himself fate's master. I said, I want to be fate's master. He wanted to turn the tables, and he really showed that that's what Americans can do. That's what people can do beyond Americans. That's what people can do if they really believe and they set their mind to it, and if they're competent. I mean, you have to be competent. You have to be smart. It's nice to say anybody can do it. Not anybody can do it. They'd like to say, oh, anybody can do it. No, no. But he was a special person. He arrived at this town, narrow-chested, 140 pounds. He looked pretty bad to the people here because they're pretty tough people around here, never changed. He was sick. He was shattered from the death of these two people that he loved the most. And his body and his spirit were pretty much broken. Not broken enough, but pretty much broken. If they were broken all the way, he wouldn't have been able to do what he did. He left here 2 years later. He weighed 40 pounds more, and he was strong as an ox. They say it was 40 pounds of muscle. I don't know how the hell that happened. They didn't have modern-day drugs. Of course, the modern-day drugs don't do that either, do they? In fact, they actually take away the muscle. That's not good. How are we doing, doctor? Well, you lost a lot of muscle. That's not good.
That's not good.
But we didn't have any of that. He was 40 pounds of steel.
Just keep looking at the scoreboard.
The vital man of vigor.
We good.
Who would become president of the United States not that long after he left. Wow, that's amazing. I know what it takes to do that. It's tough. As a sheriff's deputy, he heard 3 thieves had stolen the only boat in town.
You're about to get a 24.
So he built another, and over 3 days chased the criminals 300 miles. He wanted all those poor criminals. We need a little bit more of that in
take that as
our country, but we do pretty good. We have the best border we've ever had. We do pretty good. Think of it, we have the best border, strongest border. We went from the worst border in history in 3 months to the best border in history, so we do okay. But he was a man who could get crushed beneath a horse. He was crushed. Get up, and he kept riding. People said, you got to get back. We got to get you to, no, I'm going to keep riding. He could take a bullet to the chest, stand up, and keep speaking. He had a little luck. He had a lot of paper there. I saw it today, a bullet hole right through both of them. But so lucky, got lucky, but other people wouldn't have done what he did. He could feel sick, and he was often feeling sick. Deep in the Amazon jungles, he would get extremely sick. Maybe he shouldn't have been there. He knew what was happening. It was a very dangerous place from that standpoint, from the standpoint of catching some pretty bad diseases, and he caught them. And yet he carried on when he was half dead, and most people think he was going to die. They thought he was going to die. They said, Teddy Roosevelt is going to die, but he carried on. And he was still standing. He never sat. He never rested. He just kept going. As America turns 250 years old, we look at this remarkable man, and we recall that with effort, determination, and drive, there is nothing that Americans of competence cannot do. Nothing. Our ancestors were the people who raised up New York City from the marshes of Manhattan and then ventured into the Dakotas to carve up a life in the place that they called hell with the fires burned out. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. Hell with the fires burned out. That doesn't sound so nice. But you did, and you become a tremendously wealthy state, a very successful state with low taxes. I mean, you have great government. You have great government, these people right over here and the people I introduced, but other places have good land. They have valuable assets under the land, and they're losing. You know, California was our 3rd biggest oil drilling state, Doug, not so long ago. It's got tremendous amounts of oil. Nobody knows that. It was 3rd after Texas. Years ago, it was a big oil drilling. Now they won't drill because the environmental lunatics have said don't do it, and it's not a state that's doing very well. In fact, it's doing extremely poorly. One of the most beautiful states in the world, best weather, best everything. From winning our independence to laying the railroads, taming the West, and planting our flag on the moon, nothing great that America has ever done has come without staggering effort, and it has never come easy. It's been really an unflagging persistence that drove us into greatness. We had the persistence of great people, great men, great women. They were persistent. They never gave up. This country was built on the conviction that just because something is hard to do, that only means that Americans try even harder, and they succeed almost all the time. Because whatever the obstacle, whatever the challenge, it's no match for American grit. And you have it probably as much or more than any other place there is. You have American grit. And second, Theodore Roosevelt reminds us all that to be a great nation and to be a free nation, we must have courage. Without courage, you have nothing. As TR once put it, Freedom is not a gift that lasts long in the hands of cowards. How about that? Doesn't last long in the hands of cowards. What a great statement. I want to use that. I shouldn't have said it. I would have used that statement, and I wouldn't have attributed it to TR. And he would have said, oh, what a great statement that is. Trump made a brilliant speech. What do you think, John? Would I get away with that, Kevin? I don't know. Maybe not. But that's a great statement. That's a beautiful thing to say. But in the West, he tracked a 1,200-pound grizzly. My two boys know all about that. I say, are grizzlies dangerous? Is a grizzly bear dangerous? I looked at Eric and Don. They know more about that stuff than any human being, I tell you. They said, they're real dangerous, Dad. I said, are they violent, bears? They said, they're really violent, right, fellas? You said they are violent, but that doesn't scare them. Just be scared, okay, and get the hell out of there. But we want to keep you around. But when it roared, a big one, and it wanted to strike him, and it was going rapidly there, very fast. I just learned that on a beautiful airplane coming over here. He shot it squarely between the eyes, and it fell, touching him but not able to destroy him. When he heard a man here
we go.
threaten to kill him right here, one of your tough people, is he around by any chance? Would you please stand up? He rode to his house. He rode to the man's house, knocked on his door. The man threatened to kill him. He said, I'm going to kill Roosevelt. And he declared that I've come over to see what you want to begin with, and how do you want to begin the killing? He said, how do you want to begin? I'm right here in front of you. How do you want to...
Wait, somebody in the chat just said he started an illegal war. I would like to know, what's a legal war?
Begin the killing. That's a little different kind of a guy.
I would like to know, what is a legal war?
By a coincidence of history, it was exactly 128 years ago today that Colonel Roosevelt gave our nation one of the greatest examples of American courage the age-old chronicles of military valor have ever seen. After commandeering a ship to Cuba for the volunteer regiment, he personally raised and trained his incredible Rough Riders. The Rough Riders, I saw the Rough Riders. What the hell are the Rough Riders? Look at these guys. I wish I looked like that. If I looked like them, I would have been president 20 years ago. You guys are great. Thank you. They could really ride those horses. They let us, and they were going faster than the car.
Eyes on Trump. Eyes on Trump.
I said to my guys, is there any danger in the way they're riding? Yeah, there's danger, sir, but they're great riders. You guys are fantastic. Thank you. But he led the Rough Riders in their heroic charge up San Juan Heights. And with malaria coursing all throughout his veins, he was really sick. Colonel Roosevelt galloped into a hail of Spanish bullets, and when his horse came to a wire fence, he leapt off the horse. He jumped off the horse, and he started running toward the enemy. I don't know if that was smart, but he made it. Then he looked over at the next hill, and he grabbed his men. He said, fellas, let's do it again. And he did it again and again. The Rough Riders' victory at San Juan Heights led directly to the collapse of the Spanish line. Ah, the Spanish. They're members of NATO, but not very good members of NATO. They say, no, we don't want to help other people. What are we doing, huh? They are not behaving nicely, but they will learn. Soon after they relinquished their grip on Cuba and Guam, the Philippines and Puerto Rico, and they were all ours. We got them all. And speaking of Cuba, after many, many decades, it's coming our way. Coming our way. But for his actions that day, TR was celebrated as a hero and eventually awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. That's a big deal. And I'm thrilled to announce that just moments ago, 128 years after the Battle of San Juan Heights, it was my really great privilege to deliver his library and a very special little gift. In fact, I gave it to Doug and the president, a man who did such a good job in helping to build it. Doug raised a lot of money, got a president to be out here all day instead of 15 minutes. And I gave that medal. I took it off there. We have a beautiful room, the Roosevelt room. This Roosevelt, by the way. And I took it off the wall, brought it over, and we just presented it. It's going to be in your library now for a long, long time. And it'll be displayed alongside the Medal of Honor earned by his brave son. His son was brave. It's genetics, you know. It's like the racehorse theory, right? Fast horses. Theodore Roosevelt Jr. on D-Day, he also received that incredible acknowledgement, except for Arthur and Douglas MacArthur. Arthur was his son, Douglas MacArthur, great general. They're the only father and son pair to receive our nation's highest military award for courage above and beyond the call of duty. Now, as I see my two beautiful sons sitting there, I think I'm going to give one to myself, one to them, and we'll have a threesome, okay?
What? Did you just hear that? He just said that he was going to have a threesome with his two sons.
Call of duty. Now, as I see my two beautiful sons sitting there, I think I'm going to give one to myself, one to them, and we'll have a threesome, okay? I'll pick out one of the two. I'll give them the Congressional Medal of Honor for something, for their genius at hunting. And I'll get...
They're both standing there like, Dad, why did you just say that you're going to have a threesome with us? They're both standing there like, why did you just do that, bro?
One for
why did you just
Russia,
have a threesome with us, bro?
Or something.
What is going on?
I'll have the third pair. No, I'm only kidding. But I have seriously thought about... Now, this is dangerous to say.
I have seriously thought about having a threesome with my two boys. What are we doing here? On stage! What are we doing here?
Because the fake news is up there all over the place. And when I joke, I learned early on, don't be sarcastic in politics. But I actually said a few times that I've seriously thought of giving myself the Congressional Medal of Honor. Now, everyone knows I'm doing it with a chuckle, but then they report, he wants to give himself the Congressional. So I don't say that anymore. It's very dangerous to say.
I know,
but it is the highest award, and they had a father-son get it, and that's a tremendous tribute to a genetic pool.
Just
as we enter the 250th year, Americans must never forget we are a historic and heroic people with a heroic spirit and a heroic purpose. And in this world, we are a very special group. American courage won our independence. It liberated millions and millions from slavery, rescued billions from tyranny, and sustained American liberty for 2.5 centuries. And we're not going to lose it to this group of losers. Oh, can you imagine? Have you seen these people? Have you seen these people?
All right, we back.
The press is just building them up. They're losers, okay? They're nasty people, but they're losers. We'll teach them. We're going to teach them. They're not going to hurt our country. Without courage.
You know, I think Donald Trump's going to have to learn if he's not learning already, and I think Kamala Harris is learning too. They're trying to stay in power, so they're trying to both latch onto this shit. But the reality of it is, again, it's a anti-incumbent. It's a anti-doing this.
There is no America today. If you don't have courage, we wouldn't have America today. We wouldn't be close. Third, Theodore Roosevelt believed in the America that really works and worked. He refused to accept failure, mediocrity, corruption, decay, or decline. And neither should we. That's why we can't take this nonsense that's going on right now. We're not going to take it. The first public cause he ever supported was a bill to fix the streets in New York City. He was very New York City and New York centric. You know that. That's where he came from. He was a pretty rich family. As the civil service commissioner, he fought tooth and nail to return federal hiring to a principle called merit. Merit. Isn't that nice to hear? And by the way, do you know, a little while ago, not in yesterday's decisions, where we actually had a good day except for birthright citizenship, which will work out some way.
With dementia, that's such
but we had something
weirdly ironic, like
called.
Are you just part
you
of
know
a
what we're
psyop?
talking about? We had something that gives back tremendous power to the President of the United States, and we won that, I think, 6-3, and it was taken away from another Roosevelt. It was taken away from FDR in 1932. It was taken away, and for almost 100 years, that's been up for grabs. Slaughter, it was called, the Slaughter case. And a lot of people didn't think it would ever be won, and we won it 2 days ago, the Supreme Court. It gives power back to the president at a time where the president really needs power. It's a great decision. It was the most important, and we won some others too. It was the most important decision of all of them, I think. But we'll take care of the birthright citizenship because that was not meant for rich people from other countries. That was meant for.
Take care of it.
Actually, it was meant for the babies of slaves.
No,
if you look at it,
what's crazy?
It was a month after.
What's crazy is he's like, if you look at it, it's about the babies of slaves, and it's not meant for rich people in China and blah 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 blah. As literally, Team USA is up 1-0 because of a London-based soccer player that is only able to play for Team USA because he is a natural-born citizen of the United States, because we have birthright citizenship and his parents happened to be on vacation in Manhattan when they gave birth, as both of them are from the UK and are English-born citizens. Donald Trump saying those are the rich fucks we need to get rid of. It's fucking disgusting. It's retarded. It doesn't make sense. You can sit here and talk about your Chinese overlords all you want, Trump. You lost the issue. You lost the part. Like, you lost. And right now, we're literally looking at 1-0 for Team USA going into the round of 16 because of a London-based soccer player that otherwise you would say isn't a citizen because he has rich parents. It's just doesn't make any fucking sense. Shut the fuck up. Sit down.
The Civil War ended.
It's about the babies of slaves. You lost the argument. You lost the argument when he scored today. You lost the argument yesterday with the Supreme Court. Now you lost the argument full-heartedly by anybody that's even a supporter of you when Team USA scored today with a London-based soccer player who otherwise wouldn't be a citizen if it wasn't for birthright citizenship, anchor babies from rich fucking whatever, parents from wherever, like you're saying. And they can take over. Yeah, I would love him to take over. Take over Team USA and allow us to win the World Cup. This is the America that I'm a part of. This is what I've always been a part of. You know, Mr. Trump Daddy, you are not going to fucking all of a sudden spin the rules around and say, oh yeah, actually it was about fucking slavery and it's totally un-American to be here for birthrights. Go fuck off. You lost the issue. Moving on.
It was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for rich people from China. It was, they came over and...
But was it for rich people from London so that we can have soccer players play for us in Team USA? Was it for that? So it's for your benefit, but also not for your benefit? I'm very fucking confused here. Huh? I think you lost the issue. I think it's time to shut the fuck up. Supreme Court voted 5-4 that it means anchor baby, no matter what. So there's no way you can even get the legislature to make a bill and pass it and do all this shit. And you're going to keep lobbying on this, and you're going to start losing independent voters like me, because again, I'm watching Team USA 1-0, and why is this happening? Specifically because of birthright citizenship. So you're losing me, and you're losing me more and more every day with your racist shenanigans about slave babies or whatever. Shut the fuck up. You lost the Birthright Citizenship one. Time to move on.
Gulf Streams, it was meant for the babies of slaves. So
shut up. Move on. Move on.
No, I
move
know
on.
They got it wrong, but that's okay because
Good.
they gave us something that nobody
move on.
thought. But they also gave us something in one of the sessions a year ago. It was called merit.
Bro.
Our country.
Shut the fuck up and move on. You're going to lose every last American citizen voter if you stick on this issue. Because again, right now, Team USA is going to the round of 16. Regular Americans loved UFC at the White House, but regular Americans also love a London-based soccer player with birthright citizenship winning Team USA World Cup for the first time ever. American citizens, normal American citizens, are fucking here for the standard American cultural experience. Not for your weird semi-Hitler immigrant agenda. Like, get rid of the criminals. Yes, the Democrats are wrong. Yes, shoot the Karens in the head. Yes, you should be more aggressive. Yes, deport all. Yes, we should rebuild Alligator Alcatraz. All of these things can be true. And also at the same time, you can let birthright citizenship end because you're wrong. It's who we are. It's part of America. And we're about to go to round fucking 16 in the World Cup. We're about to break a fucking horrible fucking streak of a 1-in-7 chance of potentially winning a game in the knockout round. And right now it's specifically because of a man that was born as an infant in Manhattan while both of his parents were on vacation from London. And you're going to stand up here at the Teddy Roosevelt shit at the same exact fucking day while I'm live on my stream for America, and you're going to explain to us that the slave babies and blah blah, they got it wrong and we really need this? I don't need this. I need you to get the fucking criminals out. I need you to get the fucking Uber drivers out. I need you to get the fucking illegal farmhands out and allow for American infrastructure to come in. I do not need you telling me that some fucking rich Chinese baby is going to take over the United States in 20 years. Shut the fuck up.
Now is based again on merit. So
merit for a green card, not merit for fucking citizenship.
With very average marks, and you looked a certain way, or you acted a certain way.
So anti-Republican. It's so stupid. It's such a stupid stance.
And then you're somebody else.
And you're just losing it every minute that we stay ahead in this game. You're losing every one of us normal voters.
And you have all great marks and board numbers that are through the roof, way above other people. But you don't get in, they get in. It's all over with.
You see how he all of a sudden is talking about fucking literal green cards and immigration? Which has nothing to do with a baby born here as a citizen. If you have the money to come over here on vacation, then you have the money and resources to have yourself a U.S. citizen. I'm sorry, them the way the rules went. The Supreme Court did what it did, and right now, fucking Team USA is up 1-0 on Bosnia Herzegovina, about to win its second of 8 elimination rounds. 8 times we've been to the elimination round. We've only won it twice if we win this one. And it's specifically because of a man that was born in Manhattan to 2 London-based UK parents that were on vacation. Temporary. Not citizens. No status. On vacation. Exactly what he's saying we need to stop. Is exactly the reflection of what is winning in America above me. He needs to stop. This issue is not good for him, nor anyone else right now. Especially as this man, especially as this man continues to be king of America. As this man brings us to greatness, you need to stop. Everyone needs to stop on the birthright citizenship while this man brings us to greatness. Because every second that you sit up here and you say the Supreme Court got it wrong, while this man scores for Team USA and we advance in the World Cup on the world stage, you're doing nothing, Donald Trump, but embarrassing yourself.
It's based now on merit.
Nothing but embarrassing
the fake news didn't want
yourself.
To cover it. To me, that's one of the greatest decisions. And that took courage of the Supreme Court, because our country became great because of merit. We became great because of merit. And when you look at those soldiers that we have standing there at Washington, D.C., where ended...
Somebody says in the chat, the real question is, how do we stop all the divisiveness, lunacy, or is it too late? Literally, Demon Slayer, that is my number one objective here on this show. I just keep telling everybody the agenda in November is walk in as a U.S. citizen. You're not voting in a primary. You're not having to vote third party in a presidential election and have people tell you your vote is thrown away unless you choose a team side. You have a choice as a U.S. citizen in a midterm right now to walk in as a U.S. citizen and vote for every single person you don't know. Vote for every single person that's not in Congress. Regardless of if they're a Democrat or a Republican, if it's a Nazi lobster farmer from Maine, we're voting for him. Why? Because he's not in Congress and Susan Collins is. She's a decrepit skeleton and she must be removed. Every last one of these people that went on vacation must be removed. And the only way to do that is to blindly walk in November, no matter what state you're in, with your fucking citizen passport, and you literally go, excuse me, but I'm going to vote every one of you out now. Because you guys can't tell me, oh, you got to vote more Republicans in. Because if we get, 66 senators, we might be able to do something? Or if you're a Democrat, hey, if we vote more of you in, then we'll stop the government more often, and more people that work at TSA will be punished while you guys refuse to help actually discover the Epstein files? Oh, gee willikers, I must choose a side in this argument here. I must choose a side. Which side is right? Which side must I choose? Should I be on Team Communism or Team Nazi? Fuck off. It's all nonsense. Remove all incumbents. Earlier today, they started spinning it and they go, it's not actually socialist Democrats. It's actually about the youth versus the old. No, it's about literal oligarchs since 1950 saying that we can't elect Donald Trump for a third time. We're not allowed to elect a president more than twice ever again. But every one of these people in the legislature, every last congressperson is allowed to sit there their entire lives. And when Donald Trump said, vote for term limits at his State of the Union address this year, both sides stood up and cheered. When Donald Trump said, vote for against insider trading, both sides stood up and cheered. And all of us as Americans all had to foundationally watch as every last one of these 520 people completely lied to our faces. Regardless of how you think about Donald Trump or Obama or Biden or whoever, and none of it matters. All that matters is that there are 520 literal kings running and operating our government, and it's time that we say, let them eat cake too, and we vote them all out. It's a very easy process we have here because they don't understand what is happening right now. They think that it's a socialist revolution from Democrats and that the Republicans like Bill Cassidy and Dan Crenshaw are losing their primaries because they were against Trump in some capacity or something. Like, they don't have a fucking clue of what's going on and won't wake up until after the result of the election. So if we just keep our eye on the prize as citizens and we all walk in and go, this isn't a presidential election. Nobody's going to tell me that I need to vote third party or that my vote doesn't matter, that I need to vote this way or that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down each one of these tickets, and whoever is in office right now, They're no longer in office. Why? Because they had an opportunity to do something and they didn't do anything. So then when everyone wakes up on November 6th of 2026 and they go, holy shit, every single member of Congress that was up for election, they all got voted out, both right and left. Then they can realize, okay, we're all new Congress people coming in now. If we don't start fucking changing shit, if we don't start actually doing bills every day and passing them along to Donald Trump and to the Supreme Court, if we don't start actually functioning as the legislator and passing laws every single day instead of literally creating one reconciliation bill every 6 months and then going on vacation for 230 plus fucking days out of the year, if we don't start doing something about that, we're all going to start losing. So, not third party, not a presidential election. This is a very simple, don't be a fucking retard moment, people. All we have to do is walk in there and go, you're in office now, you're out of office. Why? Because you were in office and you did nothing.
Yep. So we had the
it's
one
that
of the most
simple.
Unsafe.
It's that simple.
Cities, places, our capital, anywhere in the country. And now we have one of the absolute safest. You can walk anywhere in Washington, and we fixed up the monuments. And Doug was fantastic. We had 78 monuments, fountains.
You will be safe
statues.
if you vote out all incumbents, I'm telling you.
We have the reflecting bond, which we did the best
already
job of all,
have,
and they came.
because the new people will see the heads on pikes of the votes of all the people that we removed, and then they'll go, oh, wait a minute. We're going to have to start listening and actually legislating the government. Because if we don't, we're going to also get voted out. And especially if Donald Trump actually gets these voting rights in and they can't do any shenanigans like they do in California. They legitimately have to have a vote every time. And it is a free and fair election every time. It's the easiest way to essentially revolt against your government. You just go, oh, well, yeah, okay, but you're in Congress? Oh, well, then you're not going to be because you're not doing anything. Oh, it's the Democrats' fault? Oh, well, that's cool. Why don't you talk to them? Isn't that your job? Oh, you don't want to talk to them? I guess I'll vote for the next person. The next person will probably want to talk to them. If they don't, then I'll just vote that person out too. And we'll just keep repeating this process until you guys understand that you're 550 people and you're supposed to be a governing body together. You're supposed to talk to each other every day. Yeah? And so, because so fucking done with the presidential blah, 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 pinning and framing shit up and acting like there's some, oh no, we can't do the third party because you gotta vote for me because otherwise the socialists will win. You gotta vote for me or else the Nazis will win. Shut up. It's a midterm. You all went on vacation. You all deserve to lose.
Box cutters and they cut it up, but it's working fine. We're going to let a little water out. We're going to redo it a little bit. But we fixed it up after 100 and think of it. It was 1922 that it came about. And from the day it was built, it leaked. From the day it was built, it
Bro, why are you still talking about this? It's still a swamp right now. You have 3 days left until I really freak out about the 4th. Like I said, I'm giving you until the 4th of July on this one. With the fucking swamp in D.C. But you have literally created a swamp in D.C. and then you're going to bring it up before you fixed it?
But when it did, when they had water, it was beautiful. It reflected Washington,
when it had water.
Monument. It reflected Lincoln and Washington. Think of it. How beautiful. How beautiful. And these people went in and cut it up. And they got caught. We'll see what happens with them, but they got caught. But they put a big gash, 350 feet long. Think of that. 350-foot gash along the side of this very expensive material. But it will have it all. It's already good. We want to have it done for July 4th, and it was done for July 4th. And it's operating right now, but we'll let a little water out. We'll fix it up very quickly, Doug, and it'll be just as good. But we have, for the first time ever, what they don't say, we spent a very small amount of money, too. What they don't say is Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? Barack Hussein Obama spent tens of millions of dollars trying to fix it, and it was a disaster. Sleepy Joe Biden spent millions of dollars trying to fix it, and he was unable to do it. But we did it, and it works beautifully. It's a beautiful. We got rid of the algae, which they put in. They put in algae.
They put the algae in there? Stop it.
They
put the algae in the pool?
Protect the algae. Can you believe this?
What the fuck are we doing
This
here?
world has gone crazy. But today I'm proud to say that after 4 years of decline, America is once again a nation that has strong borders, is respected by everyone, all countries all over the world.
U.S. has a red card right now. We're down to 10 players.
They respect your president, and they respect you. When they respect your president, they respect you.
Oh, look, Biden lives rent-free in this guy's head. Have you guys seen the Obama rent-free inside of Trump's head? It's actually one of the very few Democratic memes. It's pretty good. Obama, Trump head. Yeah. They're going to give it to me. Come on. Obama. Lives. It's got to be like lives, right? Lives, Trump head. Is it? Ah, damn, I can't find it. They might have pulled it. But there was a AI video of like literally Obama like working out inside of Donald
And we solve problems, and we take things on, just like Theodore Roosevelt took things on. He took them on directly, right at them. He stared in their face. But our laws will be enforced. Our laws will be protected. And our law enforcement...
Yo, our star, the man I've been talking about all night, our immigrant from London, has been pulled off of the field with a red card. That's why we're down to 10 players tonight. He was red carded after he scoring the goal in the second half at some point. He was red carded, guys. I'm not exactly sure. Let me pull up this ESPN article right now. Let's see if we can figure out what's actually going on with this one. Hold on. What's going on here? Come on, give me it. Can you give me it? The United States kicks off 2026 FIFA Cup knockout stage as it takes on Bosnia-Herzegovina last round at 32. Can Morocco beat it? Explain. Well, come on. Fucking ESPN. Come on, you fucking shitbag. Not going to give me any information? Then why'd you even give me it? All right, well, something happened with this guy, and he is now off of the field, and we are down to 10 players right now. But he is the man that scored the winning goal right now, as long as we stay 1-0 on Bosnia. We have about probably 25, 30 minutes left of the game, guys. It's getting into that scary territory when we're down a player. They have one more player than we do right now. And the person that they pulled off the field was our star.
Is respected again. You know, one of the things that I'm most proud of, when I was running in the campaign and even before I announced, you could not get people to join the military. We had the worst years we've ever had under...
Okay. I wonder why support Trump if he's on the side of Zionist elites, not the people of the United States. Trump is going to make the United States more vulnerable. Why do you support Trump if he is a racist, classist, and supremacist who works for the Zionist elite? Well, those are all like pejoratives. Those are things that you think. You know, supremacy, racism, classism. Those are things that you can just assume. Who works with Zionist elites and governs the United States? Trump despises most of the entire American people. My question is only for Trump supporters. I mean, I guess I voted for Trump once. I don't know. My options are my options, my guys.
Sleepy Joe Biden, he had no idea what the hell he was doing.
I voted for him in 2024. That was it.
And people were ashamed of our country. And you couldn't get him to join.
Look at things practically and not.
And then we had a beautiful day, November 5th, and we won it by a lot. We won by just a lot. It was incredible. We beat a woman named Kamala. We beat a brilliant young woman named Kamala, who had no clue. She was the border czar. She never went to the border. She never called the border patrol. I said, fellas, you ever get a call from Kamala? She's the border czar. No, sir, she never called. I used to call them every other day. How we doing on the border? 2 months, and we had a border.
Offsides.
That was perfect.
We just scored a goal, but they called it offsides. We'll see what's going on
2 months.
on this review.
But Kamala
The
never
man
called.
that shot it saying that he got it.
And she never went. So for 4 years, she was the border czar. She never went to the border. It doesn't typically play out very well. And we had the worst border in the world. But these are the people that were running our government, and we were a laughing stock all over the world. Not anymore. They don't laugh at us anymore. A government that was honest and accountable was the #1 demand of the Declaration of Independence. They want honesty. They want respect. And on this anniversary, we recommit ourselves to upholding that righteous legacy. And that's why I'm here. I'm in a state that I won by a landslide, but I won a lot of them by landslides, in all fairness. But this was a beauty. This was a beauty. And I refuse to tell you. My son said, Dad, don't say that.
Oh my God!
So
Now they're giving the. Now they're giving the United States coach just got yellow carded, so we're down to 10 players. They pulled off our major player on our team, the guy that scored our goal, our star player. It was ejected from the game with a red card. We're down to 10 players. We're playing with one less player than Bosnia right now, and now they just yellow carded Team USA's coach.
Used to tell you
15 minutes left,
votes.
guys. If we can hold on
Or
somehow.
the legendary, and he was
a lot of risky behavior
Theodore
happening right now for Team
Roosevelt.
USA.
I refuse to say. Because you'll say he's a braggart.
Scary only being up by 1.
He's a terrible human being. He's a horrible person. So I refuse to say. I told my son I will not say. Thank you. Thank you for giving me some good advice, Eric Trump and Don Trump. TR was also a staunch and ferocious opponent of a thing called communism. You've been hearing a lot about that lately. He said the doctrines of communistic socialism, if consistently followed, mean the ultimate annihilation of civilization. Other than that, he thought it was wonderful.
Free kick, Team USA.
As we're seeing now, communism is the greatest threat to our country, including, I believe this. You know, when I say that, I think well, that's pretty severe.
I'm
but
watching the game listening to Trump.
It's the biggest threat to our country, including World War I, World War II, Pearl Harbor, September 11th. I think it's
it's getting scary
threat,
out there, guys.
A bigger threat.
This one's getting real scary out there. We're down a player. Our coach has a yellow card, but we are still on our side of the field. But we're just one moment away from this whole thing going sour on us. Because, again, if they're somehow able to score in the next 15, 20 minutes, remember there are these hydration breaks, which means that you're going to get like 7 or 8 extra minutes after they hit 90. So we got about 15, 20 minutes left on the field of play. And all they have to do right now is score one more goal. And we're currently down a player on the field with our coach already being given a yellow card, meaning if he bitches or complains, he's going to end up with a red. And we just scored off of our fucking, oh my God, off the free kick. 2-0, America. Don't ever count us out, baby. Woo! Team USA does it without our star player, does it without the birthright citizenship. That one, that second one, that one's for Daddy. That one's for Daddy Trump. Who was the scorer on that second goal? Yes, baby. Thank fucking God. Yo, okay, wait. So how did he get red carded? What did he do?
It's because he endangered the other players. Like, it shouldn't have been a red card, but the way they showed it for the ref for VAR on field, it shouldn't have even been VAR. But I was just running around my fucking place. Sorry.
I know, right? That's crazy, right? Thank God, because 2-0. Now we know we go. Now we know we go.
But no, he got red card because basically he endangered the other player.
Oh, okay.
But it shouldn't have been a red card because of the way, like, if the ref actually watched the play and not just the action, he probably wouldn't have given a red card because the way they were running into each other, he had no control over where he was stepping.
Oh, it was like one of those things where he like ran into the dangerous positioning.
Yeah, and then also it shouldn't have even went to VAR on field. That was crazy that they even.
Well, they're giving him all these chances because not only did they have that where they end up getting the red card then on him on top of it, but then the yellow card on the coach.
The coach should have been red carded. He held the ball and ran around with the ball. Like, I don't know what he was doing.
When they saw the replay, I didn't know if that's why he got yellow carded. So you got yellow carded because he grabbed the ball there?
No, yeah, well, he stopped the play and then was screaming at the ref, so he got yellow carded.
Oh, yeah.
Bosnia? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he stopped the play and held the ball and wouldn't give up the ball and was running around.
Yeah, because it did look like he was kind of a little animated, like he didn't really understand what he was doing there. Like, it's just
like... He was just mad because what happened was Bosnia tripped, and then they didn't give a call, and then the U.S. tripped, and then he gave a call right after that. And then he got mad that they gave U.S. the call, but...
Oh, thank God, though. Thank God. Because
that free kick
was
the biggest slow motion
goal
I've ever seen in my life.
Yo.
The announcer, I don't know who's on the commentating right now, but he literally goes, he's just leaving the whole right side of his goal wide open, and then it goes right into the right side.
Oh, wow, really? So the announcer, the U.S. announcer knew as well. That's crazy. All right, man. Well, it looks like I'm going to say it. We're going on, and that's great, and thank God. And
what happened with Bosnia to get into the World Cup is they were saying they beat Italy, and Italy got a red card against them too, and then they ended up beating Italy.
Oh shit! Because of the red card situation.
To qualify, yeah.
Also, if he was red carded, he can still come back for the next round, right?
No, he's out for the round of 16.
No.
Yeah. He's out the rest of this game, and we're down a man, and then he can't play next round.
Wow.
Yeah. Off of some bullshit that shouldn't.
But we play Senegal next round.
No, we play Belgium. Belgium won.
Oh, Belgium came back and won. Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
They scored 2 goals.
Yeah, it's crazy.
3 minutes.
Oh God.
They scored 2 goals in 3 minutes to bring it into extra time,
and then they scored in extra time. Yeah. All right.
I thought this was going to end up going to penalties.
Well, that sucks that he's out, but I mean, here you go. I mean, from a political perspective for my live stream, okay, Donald Trump's perspective on birthright citizenship is now the round of 16. So, can Donald Trump prove to us that without birthright citizenship we can make it through the round of 16? It's kind of the question on the table now that he's red carded.
Yeah, but look up the national.
Whoa, that was crazy. Yo, chill out. I'm a second behind you.
Bosnia's team is so mad, it's crazy, and it's so crazy.
Well, because they got all these chances and then they didn't capitalize on any of them. The fact that we're winning 2-0 right now.
I started watching this. The second half started. I started watching on my TV instead of my phone, and yeah, what is that? There's just no reason for that.
Yeah.
At least for no reason.
Like, yeah.
What is he doing?
But that's what I mean. It's like, why are we so we're allowing actions like that to happen, but then we red carded somebody for a position they did on the field?
Yeah, for an accidental. But that's the thing about the red card and why it shouldn't have even been VAR is they didn't show him the play. They just showed the action of what was happening. Like they showed that 2-second clip of them running into each other and him stepping on him, not the lead up into it. Because the lead up into it was they were running against each other the whole time. And then they collided and
right.
around.
It's kind of like, I mean, to put it in a political perspective, it's kind of like if instead of watching a black kid walk up and stab a white kid in high school, you actually just watched the black kid fall into the knife, I guess, or something like that. you watch the 3 seconds.
What happened was a black kid was running through the school with scissors, and a white kid came out of the bathroom and ran into him.
And then you just showed the action of him falling into him.
And then the black kid went to jail for the rest of his life. And
God.
I mentioned that black kid was a scholastic fucking genius.
Typical American behavior.
And was getting accepted into Harvard or Yale, and he just was running down the hall with scissors like an idiot, fucking around, and a white kid walked out of the bathroom and got stabbed.
Word. All right. Well, I'm gonna get off here so we can finish up this live stream. But
5 minutes stoppage time.
Fucking thank God they got that second one. Winner plays in the round of 16. Monday. Monday is our next game. Okay.
We're playing Belgium. If we win, we play Belgium, and we do not have Bolin or whatever.
Yeah, we do not have Mr. Birthright Citizenship himself.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, Donald Trump's happy. I don't know if I am.
Okay, we can score without him, and we're playing down a man too, and we're.
I mean, that's the thing. We're down a man right now, and we still scored without him and down a man. So proves that we can.
This also is like the 64 ranked team. They said they're like U.S. is like 16th, and this team's 64.
Crazy. All right, later.
So they are significantly worse than Belgium. But yeah, all right, see ya.
Yep. Peace. Woo, guys! America. But as I said, that's what my brother was just informing me of. So this man right here that scored the very first goal for us is a man who is a soccer player from London, London-based soccer player. FIFA rules state that you have to be a citizen of the country that you play for. He is a natural-born citizen because of our unique rules about citizenry. Both of his parents were here temporarily. They are the elites that Donald Trump speaks of. They were here and gave birth to him in Manhattan while on vacation as a toddler. He moved back to London and lived there the rest of his life, but is choosing to play for Team USA in the FIFA World Cup and scored the first goal for us. He got red carded, and now we only have 10 players on the field. And the next game, he's not allowed to play. So in a really crazy, twisted bit of irony, we get to now see, does birthright citizenship really matter in America? If we somehow beat this team and beat Belgium without the birthright citizenship, then I think Donald Trump may have a point. But if we lose that round of 16, I think it kind of just proves that, like, America has always been an anchor baby country. And without anchor babies, and when anchor babies get red carded, America has no chance. I don't know. I hope not. I hope that Daddy Trump is ready. But on Monday, birthright citizenship is on the soccer field, people. Kind of crazy. Back to Donald Trump.
Fast. We will never let the United States become a communist country. Won't happen.
Oh, poll just ended. Our poll just ended. Make sure you double tap, hit that like button, hit subscribe. We got 10 minutes left in the game, guys. So we're going to refresh this one last time, guys. Right now, I think that was, who won that one? Gavin Newsom again? Mr. Gavin Newsom still came away with it one last time on the poll. Today's third-party candidate is Michael's choice, which was Mr. Snoop Doggity Dogg, who will be president in 2028. We have 861 days until election. We got Mr. Gavin Newsom in first place, and he's got 16 wins. We got Mr. J.D. Vance, and he's got 8 wins right now, I think? 38 wins? Oh, shoot, I should have put the photo up there. Whoop, 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 whoop. Where's the photo? Where's the photo? Where's the photo? There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Photo. Ooh. Yeah, it is. It's 38. 38 wins. And then our third-party choice tonight is Snoop Dogg. Get your votes in now, guys. When the game is over, if we are not above 50 people in the chat, which right now we're at 24 in the chat, then the show will be over. Back to Mr. Donald Trump. Team USA winning 2-0 victory
Theodore
right now.
Roosevelt
8 minutes
believed
left, guys.
in an America that thinks big. He thought big. He was a big thinker. He was a tremendously big thinker. On the 4th of July in 1886, he spoke.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I flipped that up. Whoop, whoop. There we go.
In Dickinson, North Dakota. Anybody from Dickinson? And said, like all Americans, I like big things, big prairies, big forests, and mountains. I want them big. He wants big wheat fields. He wants tremendous railroads. Let them be big and beautiful and powerful, and herds of cattle. He wants everything big. He wants big factories, steamboats,
He wants everything big. It was cool. I mean, I thought it was great because I feel that way. I feel that. I've always felt that way. Theodore Roosevelt wanted a big future, and he had big dreams for America. And thanks to him, we built the Panama Canal, that beautiful Panama Canal. That is not managed the way it should be.
Right now, Team USA is set to, if they win this game, it will be the first win since 2002 when we defeated Mexico in a knockout round. It will be the first time we have won a knockout round game since we defeated Mexico in the year 2002. We are potentially 6 minutes away from that victory, people. First time since 2002. Knicks won for the first time in 53 years, people. And now Team USA might win their first elimination game for the first time since we beat Mexico in a knockout round in the year 2002. That was the only time we ever won a knockout round in the new FIFA World Cup era. Meaning 1930, we went to the third, fourth place matchup. We ended up in third place. That's the highest we've ever went.
But we won't talk about that now. But he did all of these incredible things with parks and everything else. And we vanquished every foreign power from the hemisphere, and he raised the American flag on the far side of the world. He had our American flag planted on every part of the world. He would call, or whatever they did in those days, is the flag over there? Is the flag? He wanted that flag to fly boldly in other countries and other parts of the world. We built the Great White Fleet. Did you ever hear the Great White Fleet? We used to build ships. We're going to start very soon building them again. We're building them like, you see, although we do build the greatest submarines ever in the world. We're 15 years ahead on submarines and other things. We do other things great, but we're going to start with the ships again. We used to build a ship a day. And now they got out of that. A lot of people that didn't know what the hell they were doing in running our country. Theodore Roosevelt understood that the grand and righteous ambition is not a vice, it is an American virtue. Having ambition is a positive thing, he said, not a negative thing. And it won us our country, and it's been among the greatest forces for good. It's been the greatest thing. Our attitude and the attitude toward our country and making our country great by some people. Not all presidents were like that. I don't want to get involved with talking about the individual presidents, but we had some good. We had a few great. We had a couple. But we had some good. But we had some real bad ones, and they set us back very, very substantially. In particular, the last one. A nation like
talk about it.
An individual
now you're gonna end on
either
it?
rises or falls, builds or decays, lives or dies by this. As we look into the future of our 250th year, it's time that we get out there and we expand our aspirations and our ambitions and build the country that will inspire the entire world for generations. So that's what we're doing. Again, we have more money being invested in the United States of America by other countries and people than ever before, by many, many times over. The fake news doesn't like talking about it, but they see what's happening. Look at the stock market. Every day it's hitting a new high. I think it's 82 times now. In a short period of time, 82. And that's a good thing, not a bad thing. And all of you that have 401ks, which are many. Who has a 401k? 401k, yeah? Big percentage of the audience. Everyone that has a 401k is setting records right now in your 401k. Your wife, your husband,
Yeah, but I don't think anybody gives a shit when they know that it's going to be like everything's going to cost times 10 in 20 years. Like the rate of inflation on everything post-COVID makes everybody realize that even invested money is just flourished money. It's not something that's going to... Oh, Bosnia
kids,
almost
they all
scored
think you're
there.
a genius. I'm the genius. I'm the one that
Thank
I'm
God.
only kidding.
Thank God they didn't. That would have been scary.
No, I told the story the other day for the first time. A policeman came up to me, a big, strong, good-looking guy, and he said, "Sir, I want to thank you." He was almost sort of crying. I said, "What do you want to talk to me about, officer?" He was standing on line. He was watching as I shook hands with people. Some of these people are extremely strong in shaking hands. They break your hand because they're so emotional. "Sir, thank you very much." The guy's an NFL offensive lineman. "Sir, I'd like to thank you very much." Wow. But he came up to me and he said, "Sir," I was leaving, "I want to thank you so much." Well,
oh my God,
401ks up 84%.
Again there.
My wife was disgusted with me for years. It was just going in the wrong direction. But it's up 84% this year. And I just want to thank you, sir, because it's really helped me with my marriage. My wife is respecting me again. She thought I was an idiot. This is a big, strong guy. But the women, you know the women rule. You know that. We know. All the guys in there, you know. This guy is a big, powerful guy, and he was petrified of his wife. But you know what? He said, my wife now respects me again. She thinks I'm a genius. She thinks I'm Warren Buffett. She thinks I'm one of the greatest investors. But they are up. But everybody in this room, there's not one person here that hasn't been going up
like
50, 60, 70, 80%. Your 401ks, you're making a lot of money. Everybody is. And we have more people working today than any time in the history of our country. We have more people working today than at any time. And we inherit a tremendous inflation problem from Biden. We inherited the worst inflation in history. 48 years, they say, but let's say history. It was the worst inflation, and prices were high. And those prices are all coming down. And you see fuel is coming way down. It's dropping like a rock, just like I said. Because those boats are coming out of the Hormuz Strait. They're coming out by numbers that nobody ever saw. We're setting records, actually.
Sounds like how
the oil is dropping. We have some great oilmen here.
Trickle, trickle,
I don't know if they're happy or sad.
And that's the final, people. That's it. Team USA goes to play Belgium in the round of 16, everybody. Wow. We will be back, and we will do that live on Monday. Our coverage will be live on Monday for that game. Everybody, if you want to tune in with us for our first round of 16 since 2002. Everybody, we will not have our Birthright Citizenship amazing London superstar player that scored the first goal today. He got a red card halfway through. We had to play with 10 players, score our second goal. And now Donald Trump's theory on birthright citizenship and whether we need it or not as a nation is in full effect on Monday as we go down with our star player. And he is down for the entire game on Monday against Belgium. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What a night, everybody. With that said, that's the end of the show. End it now. Boom. And Gavin Newsom holds on for the win, but Snoop Dogg gets 25%. Whoa, wait, is that for real? Oh my God. Snoop Dogg is our new top third-party candidate. Our top third-party candidate, our new third-party top candidate is Mr. Snoop Dogg. Gavin Newsom gets his 17th win in our poll. Let me read you off the third party since we did do a 3-hour live tonight. Coming in with 6% of the vote on their third-party vote was Mark Zuckerberg and Vivek Ramaswamy. At 7%, Olivia Rodrigo and Melania Trump. At 8%, Dave Portnoy. At 9%, Thomas Massey, Alex Jones, John Fetterman, and Theo Vaughn. At 10%, RFK. At 11%, Tulsi Gabbard and Ben Shapiro. At 12%, Bobby Lee, Stephen Miller, Elon Musk, Asmongold, and The Rock. At 14%, AOC. At 15%, Shane Gillis and Joe Rogan. At 16%, Mark Cuban. At 17%, Michelle Obama. At 19%, Taylor Swift. At 20%, Afro Man. At 21%, Tucker Carlson. At 22%, Mr. Beast, Jon Stewart, Kamala Harris, and Matthew McConaughey. And now our top third-party candidate, specially recommended by our number one admin, Michael Olson, here in almost every single live stream and chat. Appreciate you so much, Michael. Our number one third party now, moving forward on the ticker, is going to be all by himself, Mr. Snoop Dogg. The next time we have a 3-hour live stream, which will most likely be on Monday for the live stream of the Belgium versus the United States in the round of 16. I will see you guys then. Until then, thank you all again for watching. Tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Until then, see you later. Peace!